What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new commentary video. As always, I want to say thank you guys for clicking on the video. It does mean a lot to me. I also just want to really quickly mention that there is a link to submit a question through a Google form down in the description if you would like to keep it anonymous. I also have a link down in the description to join our Discord if you would like to join that. So we got another question here from the Google form, so I'm going to go ahead and read that really quick. What's going on, Hunter? I am currently an 18-year-old in high school, and I recently found out about your content a few weeks ago, and I ended up really enjoying it. Well, thank you, my man. I really do appreciate that. Anyways, let's continue on here. I have this friend that is also an 18-year-old in high school, and we started to hang out more and more, and I started to gather feelings for her. A few months in, I decided to tell her about how I felt. Expecting a good result because I felt like she had the same feelings, she began to cut contact with me slightly. She started to become more distant and stopped inviting me to things. After a while, I decided to tell her how I felt. She told me that that was okay and that she still wanted to be friends. However, after a few months, there was less and less contact between me and her. Last year during Valentine's Day, I decided to ask her if we could talk. She told me no and that somebody was taking her out. I then found out that the next day that she blocked me on everything, which began to tell me that she may be talking to somebody, but I just feel like she doesn't want me in her life. And I totally understand that she is busy as we are both in high school and she's taking college classes. However, I don't feel that people are that busy to not talk to people. Anyways, just wondering what I should do because I want to take my anger out on someone or something and I don't know what to do. I've been going to the gym since last summer, but even that isn't helping. Just curious what your thoughts were on this situation. Okay, so if you watched the last video, I was pretty harsh towards that guy in that video. And the reason why I was is because that dude was constantly reaching out and he was spending 2 years obsessing over this girl. Now for you, it doesn't seem like you're really obsessing over for that long. And it seems like you're going to the gym beforehand. So I just want to make that clear is that if you watch the last video, you are in a different boat. And I want to talk about that a little bit. So you, my friend, are experiencing real first rejection. And your real first rejection is one of the toughest that you are going to go through in your life. And truthfully, it is fucking awful. I've talked about it a little bit before, but I was rejected a handful of times throughout high school and middle school, and it sucked. It sucked a lot. And, as much as it sucks, it's a great learning experience and a great learning tool, in my opinion. So I want to talk about that a little bit. So number one, I want to just make this clear. Just don't fucking try to reach out to her, okay? She told you no once already, and you just got to respect that, all right? I know that it really, really sucks, and that it's, it's not great, and that it's going to be a sucky feeling. But, I think that if you watch the last video, you're going to understand why I told you that. It's because that if you decide to all of your eggs into one basket and obsess over this one girl for the next couple years, you are going to ruin yourself. Now, I liked what you mentioned here about how, you know that people aren't that busy. And you are right. You are totally right. If somebody actually is interested in you, they will find time for you. Now, I've told this story before, but there was this girl that I was really, really into back in my junior year of high school. And she was really, really attractive. I felt like she was really funny. She was really, really smart, genuinely super smart. And basically, I tried to go out with her and she seemed interested. And I even asked her out. She's like, absolutely. I think that we could hang out, play Minecraft, all that great stuff. And, because she was also a fucking nerd. And things just didn't work out. And I then kind of spent the rest of that semester of high school sort of dreaming about this girl. And I think that it's a giant waste of fucking time. Because guess what? If she did care, she would absolutely make time for you. There is no excuse as to why somebody can't make time for you. And like you mentioned, she is taking high school or college credits, and I totally get that why somebody would be very busy during that time. I did that too in high school, but I also had time for my friends. I had time to make videos, right? I had all this time. So when somebody tells you that they didn't have time, especially in a context like this, they had fucking time. They had fucking time. Don't let them lie to you. And, I talked about it in the last video, but do not be the second choice. Seriously, do not be the second choice. I don't want you to be this person that sits around and waits for the girl to show up or sits around and waits for the girl to change her mind. Because number one, most likely she's not going to. And number two, do you really want to be the second choice? You don't. You really fucking don't. Gonna be the worst feeling in the world is if you let a girl decide you are my second choice, you are the safe option. I know that you're always gonna be here because you're obsessed with me. Don't do that. Don't be that guy. Because when she breaks up with her boyfriend, and she's really hurting, she's gonna come to you because she knows that she can talk to you. That's something that, I'm gonna be real, I've been there. I've been a fucking simp, right? Where I was oh, your boyfriend broke up with you? Oh, I'm so sorry. That must suck. And I was so down bad. and this isn't the same girl, this is a different girl, but I was so down bad that I was like comforting this girl, I was helping her through a breakup, all this different shit. And guess what? It didn't fucking lead anywhere. She ended up with the same guy. Okay? Like, look, if she's not going to realize that you're a great guy, don't waste your time. Now, I want to mention something that you talked about, how you want to take your anger out on something or someone. Don't take it out on someone. That's not good. But I like the idea of taking it out on something. The thing is that you can't hold in emotions. You can't hold in that anger. You can't hold in that stress. Like, I've been there. If you just bottle it up and hold it inside, like, it is genuinely going to turn into like dangerous shit, right? That's how you sort of get like this incel behavior. That's like how you get obsessed, all this different shit, and how you take it out on girls and you start cheating and you start doing really, really shitty things. So here's what I want to recommend to you, man. Find a different hobby or something that you can use to sort of take your stress and your anger out. So for me, when I was your age, I say that like I'm old, I'm not. But like back when I was in high school, I was making music and I was making a lot of it. When I was dealing with this stuff, I made a project where I just kind of let out all those emotions. And it was a really good stress reliever for me to basically just kind of have a place to vent, a place to really express my emotions, how I was feeling about the girl that I was really in love with. All this great stuff is a great way for me to get over this girl because I was able to let out those emotions in a healthy way that wasn't destructive. I wasn't hurting anybody. It was a way for me to express myself in art. So the reason why I mention that is because you are telling me that the gym is not working. And the gym doesn't work for everyone. I say that a lot because it does work for a lot of people and it has more benefits than just mental, benefits. But yeah, no, like seriously, I do agree that you need to find an outlet. So figure out what you like. Is it music? Is it art? Is it video games? Is it making video games? Is it making videos? For me, I use it a lot. I use videos a lot of the time to get rid of my stress, right? It helps me to just kind of work through my stress is that if I get home and I work on a video, that's my opinion. So just find something that you can do that sort of helps you deal with these feelings and these ideas that you're in love with this girl. That's really what I would, recommend to you. Once again, just do not waste your time on this girl. And I don't want to give you the same advice that I gave the last guy where I told you, go find a girl today. I don't want you to do that. I want you to just take some time and reflect because this is your first real rejection. Is you are still in high school and you shot your shot and it didn't land. And not every single time it's going to land. And the thing is that when it's your first rejection, you need to take some time to reflect on that. Understand why she maybe told you no and understand that it's going to happen. Because I think that if you think that this is what's always going to happen, you're going to lead into this behavior where you don't want to talk to girls, you don't want to interact with people socially. You can't have that feeling. I went through a lot of different rejection, especially like when I was in college, like really starting to date and stuff like that. And it sucks at first. It really does. But after a while, it just kind of starts to come naturally to you, how to talk to girls, how to deal with this sort of shit. And once you deal with it a bit, you start to become a different person. You start to learn to take the objection or the rejection on the chin, and you're not like dreaming that this girl is going to come back, and that you're learning basically how you can improve yourself. And I think that is something that's really important. And I think that you're going to be able to learn that. You seem like a pretty smart guy. You realize that, she's not that busy and she just doesn't want to be with you. And that's okay. I think that you need to realize that too, is like not everything is going to work out in your favor in life. I think that life is pretty fair, but people in life are unfair. The reason why I say that is because there's going to be a lot of disappointments in your life. And you're currently in high school, and this is the perfect time to learn that lesson. That there is always going to be something in your life that is going to end up disappointing you, or something that's going to impact your life in a way that is going to make it feel harder to move on with your life. And I think that the sooner you learn to deal with that, the faster you'll really grow up. And the faster you really prepare yourself for college. And especially because you are a senior, so we got to get ready for that shit. If you are going to college, and that is. But yeah, so I just kind of wanted to give you that advice today. What I would really also recommend, like I told the last guy, just block her. And the reason why I say that is that it's part of the rejection process. And the reason why I say that is this. If you sort of give that illusion that you could still be that safe option or that second guy or the second choice, you're going to fall into that trap. And especially if you want to just get her out of your life. And the reason why I say this is because she doesn't want to be friends with you. She clearly doesn't. If this was something where she wanted to stay friends, I would say that's great, that's fine, whatever. But she doesn't. So I would just recommend just blocking her. And I know that she already blocked you, but I think that you should just take the step of just blocking her. And the reason why I say that is that, just so that you're not tempted to reach out, so that you're not tempted to waste your time and, try to talk this girl into a relationship. Because the thing is that if you have to talk somebody into a relationship, it's not gonna work. Like, come on, man. Like, that's something that's crazy to me. Like, where these guys think that they're gonna be able to convince a girl to fall in love with them, which is kind of crazy to me because, like, to me, if I have to, like, convince somebody that I'm a good person, they never thought that I was a good person. And they're never really gonna see the true side of me, or they're just really, you know, emotionally unavailable. It's one of the two. And I don't think you should go for either type of girl. You know, that's just my opinion. But anyways, I want to say thank you so much for your question. You left it anonymously, so I can't, you know, give you a shout out or anything like that. But anyways, thank you so much for your question. And I want to say thank you if you made it to the end of the video. You guys rock and you guys do mean a lot to me. And I just want to say thank you for that really quick. You know, like, it's been a wild journey over the last like month and a half with this channel. And I just want to say thank you for that a lot. You guys help me a ton through my stuff, and just like, you guys give me a lot. You give me a lot to think about, you give me a lot to talk about, and all that great stuff. So once again, there is a link to join our Discord. There's also a link to submit a question via the Google form if you are interested. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.
Loyal and driven, we're living in a world where girls are thinking diamonds are love. We're mining it up to remind us of us, paying for trust. Do you get it? She told me, Mark, just forget it. I wanna change this world, and girl, I just don't think that you get it. This pressure is heavy, not ready to just let you forget me.